Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I wanted to shoot this video today because for the past 4 or 5 years or so, I've been using this older GTX 650 GeForce card. And one of my friends, Alex, actually went on my Amazon wishlist for Christmas and got me this awesome GTX 1060 card when he saw that all of my streams were having issues with lag whenever I was playing games. The 650 that I used to have is actually still really good for editing video and photos and everything else I do when it comes to graphic design. When it came to all the streaming that I've been doing, my laptop can't really handle it. It's actually got 2 separate video cards in it. It's got Intel video card, like I believe onboard, and then it's also got an NVIDIA card. It's one of the, I believe, 2015 Macintosh laptops. So I do have a desktop that's a Windows desktop where I usually do all my gaming and streams from, and that computer I thought was going to be perfectly capable to handle, you know, any gaming, any streams or whatever. But it was great about 5 years ago. It's just that now all that stuff's outdated and the newer games take more memory and video card processing on the GPU in order to work properly. And when you start streaming on top of that, you're adding a whole nother set of rendering on top of what's already there. So the best solution for something like that is to either SLI some cards or just get one video card that's like really badass and use that. But the problem with those cards is they run, you know, $1,000 and up. This is kind of like a mid-tier model that you can get. It costs under $300. So I wanted to do like a quick little review and tell you my issues that I had with this and what I actually liked about this card. And I'm actually going to be returning it and exchanging it for a better one because I believe this card is actually really perfect for gaming and for graphics and video and everything else. But when you start streaming on top of it, there's a lot of other things you have to think about. So on the back of the box here, it says that some of the key features, I'm not going to read them all. You can just look this product up online if you want to see everything about it. I just want to read some of the things that's on here that I felt were pertaining to what I was doing and with streaming using OBS. I also have Wirecast for streaming, but I haven't really used it, so I can't really give my input on how that renders. So some of the key features that are on here are like, it's VR ready, so if you have any VR games that you want to play, you can actually use this card. It's supposed to be able to handle it just fine. Again, for streaming, it might not, depending on your resolution settings. As far as playing the actual games and everything, I found that you can actually play just about any game that I've put on my computer so far on Ultra mode and not really have any problems with too much lag. High mode's definitely gonna play great. Ultra mode, some games may lag a little bit, but now and then it's not like a regular thing where it's just constantly just lag. I found that it's definitely powerful enough to probably handle the VR games. It's definitely gonna be powerful enough to handle regular gaming. Simultaneous multi-projection. One of the main problems that I had with this video card when it comes to that is I have this dongle that I bought a long time ago that's actually for DisplayPort. I use this converter in order to output from my DisplayPort from the video card to my monitor using the DVI. It didn't actually read the monitor and I just kept getting a black screen and my monitor kept shutting off on idle. Basically, it didn't work with this dongle. I started assuming that maybe it was this stupid thing that had a problem and not the actual video card itself. I did end up purchasing a cable that was DisplayPort to HDMI directly, and that worked fine. The monitor came on, there was no problem. Anybody using these, you might have some issues. I did hear about a couple that are sold on Amazon that work fine, but this Ultra one did have a problem. Now, I did use this on a different video card. Before I actually owned the GTX 650, I used to own the Radeon HD 6850, and this is ATI card, I believe. This card actually has 4 outputs, 2 DVI, an HDMI, and a DisplayPort, and this DisplayPort only mirrored the one of the monitors, so you can put up to 3 monitors on this card. It was only a 1 GB card. It was something I bought for rendering video as well back in the day. It worked great for the time being. It still works fine too. The DisplayPort with this thing worked fine on this card, so I know that this actually works, but for some reason it didn't work on the NVIDIA GTX 1060 card. So be aware of that. It says all this other stuff on here like NVIDIA GameWorks, NVIDIA GameStream, NVIDIA G-Sync. All that stuff is actually just applications and drivers that are installed via their website. You can go on there and just download those. The GameStream thing that's on here, I noticed, is something that I'll probably never use just for the sheer fact that I use like OBS for streaming. Steam also has the ability to stream too, and I'll probably never use that the same way that it was intended since I'm using something like OBS. It says it's got the Vulkan API, which is great because a lot of the newer games require that in order for you to play them properly. This old card here, for example, wouldn't even run a game like Wolfenstein 2 because it would just crash. Now, what I noticed with the HDMI ports is they also send out audio too. So if you have a monitor that also has speakers, you can actually play that sound through those speakers by using just the HDMI cable. You don't have to have any other audio cables. A lot of the features that they offer here are stuff that's included when it comes to software. Now let's take a look at the actual video card so you can see what's on the card itself. This video card comes included with a 6-pin connector for the power of the video card, and it's got a splitter that comes out to 2 of the 4-pin connectors that you would normally hook up to like your computer fans or, you know, old IDE hard drives as well. This will actually help power the video card if for some reason your power supply doesn't already come with a 6-pin connector or you don't have an extra one. So the video card comes with the standard books with the information about the card, and then inside of that there's a CD, if anybody even uses these anymore. I would suggest just going to the website, that way you can get the most updated drivers. Then there's stickers that come with it. These are the standard like EVGA and NVIDIA stuff. Then there's a poster that comes with it as well. So of course the video card comes in a metal condom. Take it out of its protection. Here's the actual video card. The bottom does not have the protective plate that some of the bigger ones do. The outputs on the back, they're covered up by little protective covers. There's one HDMI, 3 DisplayPort, and 1 DVI output on here. And the fan on this card is actually pretty quiet too. I did overclock it to see what kind of benchmarks I could get with it. And you can get this fan to get pretty loud. If you overclock it and you turn the fan all the way up, you can hear it very well. I had 2 of these running at one point to see how they would actually work together, and I had both the fans going full speed, and it sounded like this thing was about to take off and fly away. When I had the 2 plugged in together, I realized that I was unable to actually SLI them together, which I thought was going to be capability of these cards, but you have to move up to, like, I believe either the 1070 or the 1080 in order to be able to SLI them together. For those of you who don't know, SLI means there's actually a cable that you connect between 2 video cards. So you'll have them running simultaneously in your computer, but then there's usually a cable that connects the 2 cards together, and then it uses it as one, so you have double the power. Unfortunately, you can't really do that with the 1060, and I thought you could, so that was kind of disappointing. So I'm actually going to be exchanging this card for one of the better ones. So you can't really use 2 video cards to process, you know, streaming and gaming. I thought maybe what you could do is like play the game on one screen using one video card and then having the other video card running OBS or any other streaming app so that you don't get as much lag. But unfortunately, whatever video card you're streaming with is also the same card that's playing the game in order for it to capture the video from that properly. I haven't found a way right now that you can actually switch it. I wish maybe a program like OBS would put in a capability to render all the video using a separate video card, because that would be actually really awesome. I don't know how that technically works, so it might not even be possible. I'm sure if it was, they might put that feature in just to help people out. Overall, after a couple weeks after playing with this card, I think it's really an awesome card. It's affordable for most people, so it's definitely the way to go if you're trying to get a better gaming system, but you don't want to upgrade everything. My system at the moment has an i7 with 32 gigabytes of RAM, and running this Radeon card or the GTX 650, I still got major lag when I was streaming. So in order to have my gaming streams work flawlessly without any kind of lag or anything, I usually have to put the settings down to high. I can't stream on ultra because it'll definitely lag, and with some games even on high it lags a little bit, but not as bad as it did with the GTX 650. So the upgrade should fix that issue, but for those of you who aren't looking to stream and you're just looking to upgrade the quality of like the video games that you're playing, something like the GTX 1060 will work a lot better for you. It's probably like one of the more top tier video cards in the mid-range area when it comes to cost and processing power. If you're looking to get something that's way better than this, you're probably going to spend $500 or more. So I would definitely suggest going with this if you're going to be just playing games and you want to play them on high resolutions, but not for streaming as well. If you want to stream to this card, you'll have to have your settings on either high or some kind of mid-range tier, depending on if you're streaming 1080p or 720p. So that will really make a big difference on whether or not you get lag. I'm hoping that when I upgrade this card and get the better one, I'll be able to stream at 1080p with no problems, but we'll see. If not, I'll at least be able to stream on ultra settings at 720p and possibly not have any lag. Wish me luck with that. We'll see what happens, and maybe I'll do a review on the other card if you guys enjoyed the review on this one. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you again on the next one.